Growing up as a Kanye West fan uh has been the most disappointing thing ever in life. For a lot of for well, probably not a lot of people, you know. I just remember like looking up to somebody who was respectable and who was a genuine good human being, and he was the true underdog of rap, and it's like it was just like his story was something that I could get along with, you know, and I could follow along. But when he like everything that he's done in the past has done recently is just it's not the man that I used to listen to. Like this is not the man that I used to listen to in 2005. This is not the man that used to be bumping on the radio in my mama Nissan. Like when I wrote this song for the sole purpose being that there's a lot going on in the world, and in the space of it brings me back to like
I don't
when I
see too
said
many
like the
artists
weight I
speaking
told,
out about what's going on.
like the weight on my
I don't
shoulders.
see people talking
It's
about
the
or
weight,
making
you
songs
know,
that are reflecting
of
what's going
knowing all
on
this
in the
stuff. And
world
it's
and
like
shit. And it
I
just
can't
really, it's really,
I can't
really crazy to me.
unlearn these
Because it's
things.
like, I
So
feel
it's
like
like
that's the
when
purpose
you
of
at the
not only
airport and
any
you got your
artist,
baggage,
but
it's like
especially hip hop,
you can't do
to
nothing but
rap
tote
and
it.
talk
You
about
know,
what's going on
it's the
in
baggage
the
that I
world.
claim.
And I don't see
And
too many artists that talk about these things getting, the publicity and getting put on platforms. And, I just felt I needed to make a song like this to really put those things at the forefront of people's minds. Getting this pressure up off my soul. I walk with pride in these size nines. Ain't got the time for hoes switching sides. Wash your ass out like detergent if you ever try to turn the tide. That first bar is like kind of just me just saying, I walk around with all these thoughts in my head and just this weight, not only on my shoulders, but this weight in my spirit because it's like I'm seeing all these things going on in the world, and it bothers me every single day that like some people have to so many people have to go through all this shit, and then there's people that just like they don't tune in to what's going on. They don't care. They're not interested. And it's like these are literal human beings' lives being affected by what's going on. And it's like it's just to them, it's just like, up, let me just scroll on, or up, let me just change the channel. And it's like, how can you have humanity and not pay attention to what's going on? How can you have a human soul and not care about what's going on? It's crazy. The weight I tote, you can never understand this pain I carry. But this the baggage that I claim. Was never in this rap game for the fame. I observe the goats that you stand. All my heroes are idolized, turning to cornballs. It brings me back to like when I said like the weight I tote, like the weight on my shoulders. It's the weight, you know, of knowing all this stuff. But it's like I can't I can't unlearn these things. So it's like when you at the airport and you got your baggage, it's like you can't do nothing but tote it. You know, it's the baggage that I claim. And as a rapper, as an artist, I never cared about being famous. That is something that I never cared about. Even when I started out making music 6 years ago, I never cared about being famous. I never cared about being on red carpets. I never cared about winning a Grammy. I never gave a fuck about none of that shit. Only thing I ever cared about was putting out a message in my music, in every song and every project. So if I do that, I'm good. I'm happy with the art. And it's just it brings me back like to like this, and it's like I see so many people that like
they've that people who are fans of hip hop have given fame to, like uh they're cornballs, you know? Like we got so many artists who are just losers, rappers who are losers. Like we got the Tory Lanes, we got the motherfucking P Diddy's, like, and just so on and so forth. It's so many rappers who are just straight up losers, straight up cornballs, and who just do this shit for the sake of being cool and looking cool. And it's like they don't really care about the culture, you know. But that's what happens when you give. That's what happens when you give cornballs clout, you know. Paparazzi
Paparazzi
capturing
capturing
digital
digital
JPEGs
JPEGs
got them
got them
thinking
thinking
they the
they the
leader of
leader
the
of the
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
Head
Head
honcho of
honcho
the
of the
mafia.
mafia.
Don the
Don the
baby
baby
boy
boy
tweeting
tweeting
on the
on the
internet
internet
saying
saying
he a
he a
Nazi.
Nazi.
I
I
miss the
miss the
year we
year we
used to
used to
play in
play
the
in the
'05
'05
Honda
Honda
when
when
late
late
registration was
registration was
bumping
bumping
on the
on the
radio
radio
stations.
stations.
Growing up as a Kanye West fan uh, has been the most disappointing thing ever in life. For a lot of, for well, probably not a lot of people, you know. I just remember like looking up to somebody who was respectable and who was a genuine good human being, and he was the true underdog of rap, and it's like it was just like his story was something that I could get along with, you know, and I could follow along. But when he like everything that he's done in the past has done recently is just it's not the man that I used to listen to. Like this is not the man that I used to listen to in 2005. This is not the man that used to be bumping on the radio in my mama Nissan. Like this is not that guy. Like this dude is downward slope, and it's just so sad that so many people that support him like still support his actions and his behavior. It's it's weird. Now he on the web seeking attention. Like, homie, we get it. You're not black, you're white. Fan base dick ride your discography, but we know niggas like you. You did it all for the Monopoly and a couple of Maseratis. It's like watching this man go from like beloved rapper, false prophet, and now he is an out of touch billionaire. That's literally all he is. He is an out of touch, unreachable billionaire. And it's just it's so sad. Like he's trying so hard to belong to a group of people that don't care about him. They only care about him because he got money. Like if you was still that Chicago nigga that never made it, you would be an afterthought. A husk of the man we once loved, best buddies with Elon and white supremacists. It's always that one Uncle Tom ass nigga gotta carry out master last wish. You know, uh I mean, what can I say? It's not just Kanye. It's also a lot of other Uncle Tom ass niggas that just have affiliated themselves with, you know, supremacy, and it's just really sad. And having, I don't think billionaires deserve to have a space in politics. You know, it's like it's just not something that should mix together. It's like mayonnaise and peanut butter, bro. Like that shit don't go together. It should not, do not ever go together. Ever in life. But you know, this is America with the three Ks, you feel me? So all my tax money going to genocide. Old ass white men get to decide women bodily autonomy. I guess the handmaid's tale no longer fiction. It's very, very, very disturbing to like know half of the shit that's going on in the world. Like we have the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians. We have the ethnic cleansing of the people of the Democratic of Congo.
We have the ethnic cleansing of the people of Sudan, Tigray, and many, many other places. And not only that, but it's just in America, we have women's rights to their bodies being taken away. And it's just really disturbing because I had to find out about this young woman who her name is Adriana Smith, who she's brain dead in Atlanta, and they're keeping her body alive and using her as an incubator. And it's very, very, very sad, the the state of the world that we living in, and the country that we living in as Americans. And as a rapper, I feel like it's my duty to just, not only as a rapper but as an artist, to make music that reflects the times and reflects the world that we going through, and the world that we living in. It's the best thing that I can do as an artist, and the right thing to do. A sick depiction of my nation. If you choosing to stay blind, that's why you missed the education. Slow but deadly eradication of equal rights for people regardless of the community. Like dog, we all human be. For moments like the Montgomery bus boycott, the Stonewall, it's all part of the plot. Hey, what's new? It's like when we look at what's going on in America, people's rights are being taken. People's freedoms are being taken. People's freedoms to certain type of care, such as trans people having their gender affirming care taken away from them, and just many, many other things in the world that are currently going on that is just not right. Like the erasure of history, from critical race theory not being taught in school, um, in certain states, black history not being taught in certain schools, and it's very, very alarming, everything that is going on. And I have to highlight on the fact that regardless of what people think, or no matter who you are, whether if you're trans, you know, if you're African American, or whoever you are, we all have to realize that like our struggles as marginalized groups of people are in a sense intertwined, and we can't come together and combat who the real problem is until we get on the same page, and then we can walk together through the next chapters of this journey together as one. And I feel as if until that happens, we ain't never gonna get right, and things ain't gonna be the way they supposed to
That I claim was never in this rap game for the fame. I observe the goats that you stand. All my heroes are idolized, turning to cornballs. Paparazzi capturing digital JPEGs. Got them thinking they the leader of the Renaissance. Head honcho of the mafia. Don the baby boy tweeting on the internet saying he a Nazi. I miss the A we used to play in the '05 Honda when late registration was bumping on the radio.